Time now for our Life and Info segment, where we focus on information we hope is useful for your everyday life. Today, I'm happy to say we have our business correspondent Kim Hyesung in the studio to discuss a trend. It's called Newtro, that's expanding in popularity here in South Korea. So Hyesung, thanks for joining us and tell us more about this latest trend to hit the country.
Right, Mark. So Newtro is a combination of new and retrospect, referring to a new interpretation of retro culture. And this Newtro theme is gaining popularity across the retail industry, with those in their teens and 20s sharing Newtro-related products and experiences on Instagram. In Euljiro, Jongro in downtown Seoul, there are more than a dozen boutique shops that rent out clothes like dresses and suits and accessories from the late 19th century to the early 20th century, Gaehwagi, the so-called Enlightenment period when Western culture arrived. The shops lend the clothes for 3 hours for less than $30, and customers can take selfies either inside or outside the shop.
The first shop opened late last year thanks to the popularity of Korean dramas like Mr. Sunshine that showcased 90s culture. The dresses became popular among women in their 20s, and it has continued this year. The number of boutique shops is continuing to grow as demand from people in their 30s and 40s is also rising.
I wanted to make some special memories with my college friend. Wearing a hanbok in traditional palaces used to be the thing to do. Now this is a new hip trend.
So that's from a photo booth in Euljiro. You can actually spot quite a lot of people wearing those dresses in Euljiro, and to suit their needs, there are photo booths and special photo zones at cafes or restaurants in the area.
That's quite interesting because Euljiro used to have this rather old-fashioned image where mostly old people would go there to hang out, but these days it seems young people are going there to try this new trend, Newtro. Why this area in particular? And also, I want to know what other retailers are moving in to try and take advantage of this Newtro trend.
Well, just to give you a background, Euljiro is named after General Eulji Mundok of the 7th century, who successfully defended Goguryeo, one of the three kingdoms of Korea, against China's Sui dynasty. And Euljiro, you can get a taste of the industrial history of Korea with industrial machine shops or tool shops, printing shops, and traditional houses. These buildings have been renovated into restaurants and stores, a mix of traditional interior, as you can see, and design with modern eateries and bakeries. For example, a cafe in the 1900s style, the wood tables, traditional roof, teapots, and mirrors all look traditional.
I like how it's traditional tea, but it's served in these iced glasses. It's interesting. We've heard of the 1900s lifestyle, but I've never experienced it myself. I was always curious about it, and it's nice to try something like this.
It's like traveling back in time or something when you go into one of those cafes. But we see how trends come and go really quickly, especially here in Korea. It's all the rage one day and then no one tries it or uses it the next day. But how long do you think this new trend, Newtro trend is going to last?
Well, this Newtro trend hasn't reached its peak yet. It's still growing, and it's not just the restaurants or dresses. It also includes other types of goods like Jillo soju. They released their previous version of the 1970s, and since it's released in April, sales of those have hit like over 10 million units in 3 months, so that's pretty big. And brands like Fila have released a remake of their shoes from the 1970s. Nintendo, Tencent, they have released retro games like Super Mario Bros. Now, take a listen to an expert on why he believes Newtro is so popular in Korea.
Newtro is a new interpretation of the past. It triggers nostalgia among the older generation, and the younger generation is curious about things they see as new and hip. In a business sense, products are flooding the market and there's no limit to new content. So Newtro really meets demand. It'll likely continue to evolve and last for some time to come.
Okay, so maybe this is one trend that will last quite a long time here in South Korea. There are plenty of interesting products and also activities you can do if you enjoy Newtro. As always, Hyesung, thank you very much for the information, and we'll see you again next time.
My pleasure.